I'm Eric Carabell. On the latest fantasy-focused baseball podcast, the awesome Tristan Cockroft and I discuss Kyle Schwarber catching, Jose Peraza playing, Alex Reyes relieving, not really, plus closer carousel and your hash browns.
Dan Le Batard.
One of the things that's going to lose me every time is if instead of laughing, you're someone who simply says you're funny.
Stugotz.
What age was that where you sort of realized I'm a little too old for the carousing?
About 6 months ago.
Nice. That's funny.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on Espn Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance, creators of the Name Your Price tool. Choose from a range of coverage options and pick the price that works for you. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance line. And now your SportsCenter update. The Miami Heat have announced that they have hired former player Shane Battier as the Director of Basketball Development and Analytics. The Anaheim Ducks center Antoine Vermette has been suspended 10 games for abuse of an official. Vermette slapped his stick against the back of linesman Shandor Alfonso's legs after losing a face-off to the Minnesota Wild captain Mikko Koivu. During the third period of the Ducks' 1-0 win Tuesday night, Vermette will appeal the suspension. And finally, Bill Belichick will be the voice of a new World War II documentary. This SportsCenter is brought to you by JCPenney. Gentlemen, come in and stock up on select styles of Levi's, like men's Levi's 505 regular fit jeans for just $41.65, or save an extra 20% off on select items with your JCPenney credit card and coupon. That's getting your pennies worth, JCPenney. For all the latest headlines and information, tune into SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
I now know the way to Roy's heart. He just looked at you in a way that he's never looked at me. He usually looks at me with disappointment. Was there a hockey story in there?
Oh, yeah.
You nailed all the names, right?
Did I get all the names right? I was so concerned.
I've never seen Roy, like he gave you a nod of approval. He was gazing at you. And he's never looked at me like that. Ever.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I enjoy everyone down here. Roy's approval means more than anyone else's here.
As it should.
That was my great white buffalo coming down here.
Right. Well, because Roy's approval is genuine. It's real.
Oh, exactly. Like I know,
Yes.
I know for the most part when Stugotz says anything nice about me to take it with a grain of salt, to understand that somewhere in there's a benefit for him.
Of course. Yeah.
In saying something kind to me.
Mm-hmm.
Roy doesn't have to do that.
Nope.
Roy's above that.
And Roy won't do it.
No, he won't.
Ever. Amin Elhassan joins us. What's going on, Amin?
Nothing much, guys. I'm in the Big Easy. I'm at the Technology Summit right now, having problems getting in because, well, you guys know why.
Why is that?
It's kind of implied, Stu.
I didn't ask that question, Amin. I didn't ask the question.
So Stu gets it. Go, Joey. You're kind of new around here. You're going to learn.
No, I get it. I just want to hear you say it.
No, it's all right. They know.
They do know.
Wait, so you're not getting into this thing?
I don't know. I actually have to come back out because to talk to you guys, but my guy inside was saying he's working on trying to get me in, so we'll see how it goes.
What do you mean he's working on trying to get you in? What does that mean? He's working on trying...
There's an extreme vetting process.
I know, exactly. I'm on a national show every single day with Rachel Nichols, Tracy McGrady, and Steven Jackson, and all these other wonderful luminaries. And somehow, no cachet to get into NBA events.
Amin, you are a big supporter of mine in general, but yesterday, as I did my free throw challenge, I took 100 free throws, and you believed in me, and you were one of the few that believed in me, and I'm kind of disappointed. And what I'm disappointed about is this thing started off as me trying to hit 78 out of 100, but then Dan put other caveats into the deal, like if I hit less than 50, then I would have had to dress like Paul Feinbaum for an entire week on the show, hair included, all of it. And suddenly for me, it became about just getting over 50 and not getting to the 78. So I hit 58 out of 100, which is better than Hassan Whiteside. It's better than Andre Drummond. It's better than a lot of NBA players. Impressed, disappointed. How did I do? Did you check out the video? Because I think what everyone got from that video is they saw the form, they saw the athletic ability, and now they know I'm not lying. I am no longer lying about how good of an athlete I was in high school.
Yeah, I mean, what Stu's talking about is in the middle of the show when Dan was discussing all the finer points of the deal. I texted Stu and I said, Stu, I believe in you. I think you can get this done. I actually thought you were going to hit the 78, and I thought you were going to have the Stugotz show for a week.
Yeah.
I guess it's glass half full or half empty. You know, I'm a little disappointed that we're not going to get the Stugotz show, but I'm happy that you silence your critics and your naysayers. And you just got to use that as fuel for your fire, kind of like Michael Jordan.
Okay. But no one really won, right? Like, no one really won because I don't have to dress up as Paul Feinbaum. No one won here. Everyone's a loser here. No one won. I don't have to dress as Feinbaum. I didn't get to 78. There's no payoff for anyone. None.
Well, there is a payoff. I mean, not having to dress like Feinbaum is a payoff for you.
Yes,
right?
but not for the audience.
But Stugotz winning does nothing for anyone.
Correct.
Exactly.
That's correct. I want to talk to you before we get into Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and the comments that Draymond Green has made this past week about James Dolan. We were talking during the local hour, and I think the Heat have a very interesting decision on their hands. I wanted to get your thoughts on it with Dion Waiters because they have him on a one-year deal at $3 million. He's playing as well the last, let's call it 20 games or so, as well, if not better than Dwayne Wade, who's the guy he essentially replaced down here in Miami. Waiters is going to get a lot of money here in the offseason, Amin, and I'm wondering, A, how much, and then, B, do you think it's going to come from the Miami Heat?
How much is a tough question because we still got a ways to go depending on how he finishes the season out. And then you got to kind of take stock of who the available talent is going to be this offseason. Obviously, it's a lot less deep than we thought it would be probably about a year ago before Russell Westbrook signed his deal. So it's tough because I think what Dion Waiters is fighting not only the perception of his talent. So did he miraculously get better? Or was he always this good? And B, the perception that the reason why he's able to play this well is because he's got an opportunity on the team that lacks guys like that. And so if you're a better team with better complementary talent, is he willing to take a step back, right? It's like flying first class, and then you got to go back to coach. I don't know if Dion Waiters has the temperament to go back to coach, but we also know that him flying first class isn't going to take the team anywhere. So it's one of those things where I don't want to call it empty stats because obviously the team is winning and doing a lot better in the last month or so.
Right.
But at the end of the day, what's the ceiling for this Miami Heat team where Dion Waiters gets to do what he wants offensively? Not very high, right? But if that's the only way you can get that kind of production from him is if you let him do what he wants, well then, that's not really a proposition that you want to sign up for long term. And I'll throw in that Pat Riley historically is the guy who buys low and sells high, right? So he's not going to buy in, I don't think, into this Dion Waiters hype and pay him a bunch of money based off of 40 or 50 really solid games.
So Mike Ryan and Stugotz have made a blood pact that if the Miami Heat would re-sign Waiters, they believe that if you're going to build around guys going forward there, you've got Hassan Whiteside, you've got Dion Waiters, and you want to build around one, not both of them there. If you had to pick one of those two that you think the Heat would and could build around going forward, who would it be?
Probably Whiteside because I'll tell you why. Because first of all, he's always going to have stats that pop off the page, even if we know that there's a lot of filler in there. And second of all, just the dearth of big men in this league, right? So Dion Waiters is a 6'4" shooting guard. Got a lot of those. There's a ton of those everywhere. Not too many 7-foot big men who can, block shots and finish in the pick and roll. And I say that not because I'm waving a Whiteside flag, but I'm saying if someday you need to move him, you can move him because there aren't enough bigs in the league. Whereas if you've got a bad contract in Waiters, there's tons of 6'4" shooting guards that love to shoot and don't know when to say no. And so there's not going to be as big a market for someone like that if, I'm thinking worst case scenario, if you're trying to unload that kind of deal. I
mean, the intrigue of this weekend's All-Star game is to see how, I think for many, is to see how Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook interact with one another. Let's start here. Because Steve Kerr keeps saying that he's going to put the 4 Golden State Warriors on the floor together. Do you think Russell Westbrook wants to be the 5th guy in that equation?
No, and I don't think the Warriors want him to be a fifth guy. To be honest with you, I don't think Durant and Westbrook will be on the floor at the same time. I'd be surprised. Because why would Steve Kerr make his own guy feel uncomfortable?
Right.
Because it's obvious Russ won't be uncomfortable, right? He just doesn't. He's not wired that way. But KD is. He's a sensitive guy. Why would you antagonize your own guy by making him play with someone who just a week ago they were dang near about to come to blows? So that doesn't make sense. The other reason it doesn't make sense is you guys are such suckers. You don't see the Ponzi scheme that's being played right before your eyes. 2 years ago, the Warriors played an All-Star game and they had Clay and Draymond and Steph at the same time. And who did they play with? Kevin Durant. Yep. Because guys get in his ear and say, hey, man, isn't it fun playing like this? Wouldn't you like to, I call it the Suge Knight death row speech. If you're tired of your ownership, all up in the videos, dancing, taking all the shine, why don't you come over to Golden State and we'll treat you right? And so here we are. A couple of years later, Durant is in the fold. You got the four guys. Do you want to play him with Westbrook, who has no option or even desire to join you? Or do you play him with DeMarcus Cousins or Anthony Davis? And you say, hey, man, I heard your franchise is terrible. Man, that stinks. We'd love to have you here. We'll throw you lobs all day. You want to shoot threes? We love it when people shoot threes. Come on over here, man. Don't waste your time over there with some losers.
That would kill Charles Barkley inside. I know that much. What do you make of Draymond Green coming out and saying he thinks he can be a mediator for KD and Russ?
That's an awful idea, I mean.
It is an awful idea. I heard you guys talk about it. You're absolutely right. The last person in the world I would want to mediate anything, is Draymond Green. Lovable guy, but you know the type of guy who means well, but you know for sure it's only going to make things worse. Somehow it will come out much worse than it was if he had just left it alone.
If there's a guy in that locker room that can make it better, it has to be Gordon Hayward, right?
Why do you say that?
Oh, it's Gordon Hayward. I mean, level-headed kid. Everyone respects him. Yeah.
Does everyone respect him?
I don't know. I just figured Gordon Hayward is the perfect guy. Like, it certainly can't be Draymond Green. I feel like Gordon Hayward in that locker room is everything that Draymond Green is not. Very disarming presence.
Sure. I think disarming presence. There's got to be some weight behind what's being said, right?
Yeah.
Why are they going to listen to Gordon Hayward? Like, hey, dude, none of us know who you are.
Yeah.
So I would say James Harden would be the guy, right? He played with both guys. Come on, guys, we're friends. You always have that third friend who's like, you guys need to stop fighting.
All right, so it's DeMarcus Cousins. It's going to be Cousins.
It's Cousins.
Yes.
Exactly.
Do you think there's any chance, if they do play on the court at the same time and KD puts up a shot, that Westbrook tries to block the shot?
I'd pay a lot of money to see that.
Do you think there's any chance, if on a 2-on-1 fast break, that Westbrook has the ball, that he fakes the lob to Kevin Durant to make Kevin Durant go up for a ball that's not there, and then Westbrook goes up and dunks on Kevin Durant, who's already up in the air?
I think that's got a lot more of a chance of happening because there's got to be some subterfuge of, hey, okay, I'm just going to try and play basketball, and then, oops, change my mind. And then he flips the script on him.
All right, enjoy the weekend, man. Say hi to Le Batard for us, and good luck getting into that conference, which sounds dreadful, by the way.
It is. I don't know why. And by the way, I'm the only one who's not wearing a suit. This is bad news. Everyone's looking at me weird. I don't know.
It's definitely not the suit.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
Keep grinding.
Go, Joe. It's 11:15. I'm just telling you, you got 4.5 shots of steak sauce to do.
Oh yeah, no, I finally got back to a good place here physically.
And your dad is just relentless, texting me saying that you are shaming the family. Shaming the family.
He's never cared about anything I've done professionally as much as he's cared.
He
about
cares
this.
more about how you consume the steak sauce than how you do on radio and TV. Yes.
He clearly cares more about this than he cared about my football career. That's why I'm here.
This tax season, you can keep all your refund and still get a brand new phone. Right now, Metro PCS is giving everyone a free smartphone from top brands like Samsung and LG. Sales tax not included. Yes, everyone, even current Metro PCS customers and new customers, you'll be on the fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network. Plus, get more of your free smartphone with over 30 gigabytes of free bonus 4G LTE data a year. That's on select plans. So no matter if you're already with Metro PCS or you're considering switching to Metro PCS, there's a free smartphone waiting for you at your nearest Metro PCS store. Check them out today. Metro PCS, wireless, figured out.
Mi familia, Dan and Stu will be back on ESPN Radio. Dan Le Batard. Stugotz.
And also...
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Get in touch with us through the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed at Le Batard Show at Stugotz790. Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost.
Mike Golic Jr., Gojo, sitting in for Le Batard today. Gojo is paying off a grid of death punishment. He has to consume a 10-ounce bottle of A1 steak sauce. We're doing it in shots here because we're at the Cleveland Hotel in South Beach. And you got a lot to go. Like, Mike, are you concerned? Because I'm telling you, he's hurting. He didn't expect this to be this difficult. He's got 2 full shot glasses. He's got essentially 3 full shot glasses remaining here, and he's got about an hour and 40 minutes to get this done.
Right, and these shot glasses, they're not your run-of-the-mill shot glasses. These are pretty heavy-duty shot glasses. Yeah, I thought he'd be pacing further ahead than where he is now.
Yeah. Are you gonna? It looks like you're about to knock one back here.
I feel like I have to now. I didn't realize until you said it there just how little time I have left. So we're getting down to it right now.
Wow, the guys are standing to see this. Oh boy. Oh.
Now, Gojo, that's your first shot of steak sauce in quite some time.
Yeah.
So your body has recovered from the previous shots. How are you feeling now? Is it a shock to your system?
A little bit, yeah. We're getting back into that. The old familiar feeling starting to creep. It's all in my chest right now, which is worrying me a little bit, but
like
not
sticking
enough to
there?
stop.
Like sticking to the chest?
Not as much sticking as just spreading. Like it hits down here and it just spreads. It's in all my arteries. It's probably in some valve that has an important job.
Yeah, that's a heart attack. You're dying.
Yeah, don't want it there. The people that have been lobbing me the health side effects on Twitter, too, thank you for that. My psyche really appreciates that right now as I continue to guzzle steak sauce to try and win the affection of my father.
Mike, did he sign the waiver? The medical release? Anything?
Waiver?
Oh, no. You ain't suing me, dude.
I don't care whose pocket it comes from.
I mean, it's not called the grid of safe, okay?
Yeah.
That is very true. It's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known with how hard Allison fought that when I saw her that I was probably getting into something dangerous.
Given the option, you think your dad would want you to die a hero or live a coward?
It's a good question. Put it on the poll, please.
Yeah.
Put that on the poll.
It's a good one.
Put that on the poll.
I think I know the answer.
I think it's die a hero.
So do I. Yeah, I think it's die a hero.
Without question.
Yeah.
We're have to give that one much
He
thought.
is lighting my phone up. He's embarrassed by you right now.
He is?
Yeah.
I've shamed my father.
Yeah. The Twitter poll, at Le Batard Show on Twitter. It's brought to you by Upside. Now say big on travel and get a big gift card. Every trip you buy, you love Upside.com. That's Upside.com. He is lighting up my phone. Lighting up my phone. I mean, he does not care how you perform on this radio show. He only cares that you honor the family and honor the Golic name by eating food and taking food challenges on the way he would. And he's claiming he'd be done with the entire bottle by now and probably would be moving on to a second bottle just to rub it in someone's face. Like, that's what he did to me, right, when he did the donut challenge?
But the donut thing was easy. The donut thing was easy.
Yeah, the donut, we were all fooled by Stugotz making that a lot more difficult than it actually was.
Yeah, why don't you try it?
I don't want to. I didn't lose the bet.
Like honest, and I mean this, honest to God, what was the exact donut challenge?
36 donuts, powdered mini donuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do that challenge right now in the middle of this challenge and be fine.
Someone get the donuts,
Easily.
please.
I could do it too.
Someone get the donuts.
I fully believe Chris, too. We could do this right here in your face right now as I drink.
Are you telling me if I send one of the guys out to get 36 mini powdered donuts that you are going to eat them while at the same time consuming a bottle of A1 steak sauce?
I'm saying I could. That would probably cement the heart attack, but I absolutely could.
Learn from history here, Kojo. I beg of you.
Yes, be careful. You could, but will you? That is the question. We know you could. No one doubts that you could, but are you going to do it? That is the question, my friend. Your dad would. Your mom probably would.
I hate you guys so much. When I say you guys, I guess I mean I hate Stugotz. The shipping containers actually turned. They're actually trying to talk me down from the ledge now because they see the physical toll that this is taking. They understand that I will actually die a hero if I need to. That's how committed I am to meatheadery.
Oh,
sad.
I feel terrible for you.
Straight Talk Wireless. Nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable networks.
There is nothing better than the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio. Dan Le Batard.
More information has become available. The GOAT is blind. I want to apologize publicly to the GOAT that I called an idiot because he needs a duck costume because he's blind and riddled with anxiety.
Stugotz.
So I walked that back. I'm sorry about that. I've erred. It's one of the great mistakes of my career and of my life. So, I'm sorry, GOAT.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. And now your Sports Center update. The Miami Heat have announced that they have hired former player Shane Battier as their Director of Basketball Development and Analytics. Anaheim Ducks center Antoine Vermette has been suspended 10 games for an abuse of an official. Vermette slapped his stick against the back of linesman Shandor Alfonso's legs after losing a face-off to Minnesota Wild captain Mikko Koivu during the third period of the Ducks' 1-0 win Tuesday night. Vermette will appeal that suspension. And finally, the thimble has been removed as a game piece for upcoming editions of Monopoly. The move is a part of a campaign to select the next generation of game pieces. Hashtags, emojis, and even a rubber duck may soon replace dog, cats, and hats in the next edition. For all the latest headlines and information, tune into SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
Roy shook his head in disgust on that final story. You're upset about this as well, right?
Furious.
Yeah.
How do you think you're just going to reinvent Monopoly all of a sudden?
I'm with you.
What did the thimble ever do to anyone?
It's a good question, and some things weren't meant to change, and I feel like Monopoly is one of those things.
Is there a place in society where a thimble is still relevant besides Monopoly?
Sewing, right? Yeah, sewing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's a fairly obvious answer to that question, though, Mike. Steak sauce is getting to you, huh?
I think I'm dying.
TV just played a rejoin, by the way, on ESPNU. He just slammed down another shot. Did you guys see that? He did it stealth because he knows his dad's coming on in just a second here. So he's trying to get his dad. And dad is lighting me up on the text because Mike is shaming the entire family right now by not chugging the entire bottle. But they just showed on ESPNU the rejoin of Golic eating the donuts, me getting my head shaved because Golic ate donuts. I think he ate more than the required 36. He ate like 40 and then had an omelet and then did sit-ups and push-ups. Because he's a Golic, because he's a man, and he joins us now on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Are you more concerned about your son's performance consuming the steak sauce, or are you more concerned about your son's performance on radio and TV today?
Oh, without question, the steak sauce.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
That's what I
figured. No doubt about it. I mean, and right now, Mike, I think what you're doing is, and this happens to athletes, and Mike, you'll know where I'm going. You play down to your competition. So right now, you're sitting with Stugotz and the dudes in the shipping container. Now, understand that the donut challenge, Stugotz blended up donuts down his face. and embarrassed himself.
Yep, smoothie.
Okay, and I crushed him in that. And then I had the whole crew there challenging me to eat an onion. I not only said I would eat an onion, but I made a bet with them that scared the living hell out of all of them, and they wouldn't bet me. So when it comes to food, you got to lay down your dominance. And right now, Mike, you're sitting there, and I think you're sitting by that group, and I think they're rubbing off on you. How much more of the steak sauce do you have?
I got about 2 shots.
Yeah, 2 big
Pick
shots.
It up and chug it right now.
Oh, my God.
And chug it right now.
Oh, my God.
All of it.
Oh, my God.
Is that what you want, Dad? Will that make you love me?
Oh, my God.
Yes, it will. Yes.
Hold on a second.
Chug it.
Hold on, Golic. Mike, hold on. Not Gojo. Gojo, you chug it if you want to. I'm talking to your dad right now. Mike, these are big shot glasses. He just chugged one. He just chugged one.
No.
Don't do this. Don't do it yet. Do not do it yet. Do not.
Do it.
Mike, 1 second, Mike. Order, please. Mike.
Yes.
Yes, I thought there are 3 mics here. Mike Golic Sr. I'm confused.
I'm crazy right now.
Mike, are you sure? Because I am telling you, your son doesn't. I've been around your son enough. He does not look right. There have been a couple of times where we have all sensed here that he's going to throw up and maybe had to go to the hospital. His eyes are tearing up. Are you certain? Because you're his dad, and I know you love him, and you're a caring man. Are you certain?
You have given me all that information, Stugotz, and with that information, I say, Mike, you chug that damn thing right now.
Oh, my God.
Right now.
Oh, my God.
Get the defibrillators ready.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God.
He's not going to make it.
He's not going to make it, Mike.
What do you mean he's not going to make it?
Mike, if he dies, will you be disappointed?
Here's the thing. Mike, if you have to throw up, you lean over on Stugotz and you puke all over him. Number 2, if you're going to go down, you tell one of those guys to go in the Clevelander and get the biggest food platter there is, and you get carried off on the food platter.
He can't talk.
Trying to piece my life back together here. I actually like that second idea. We probably need to run with that. Is lunch here? Starving.
Attaboy. Don't you feel better about yourself?
I wouldn't call it better.
He's struggling, Mike.
I feel something, and it's different right now. I have to say, this was way harder than yours, though. Way harder.
God. Oh, my God.
The donut challenge is embarrassingly easy.
Okay, listen, I think I would agree with that, but some things, that we're known for that you just have to gut through. I mean, listen, how many times on the field did you gut through things? You just got to gut through it, and you just have to deal with the consequences after the fact.
I'm going to be dealing with a lot of consequences. The unfortunate Hilton and their fine restroom facilities are going to be dealing with the consequences.
Well, Mike, and here's what we're leaving out, Mike Golic Sr., is that so there's 4 shot glasses in here, and there were remnants in each of the shot glasses, so I've combined them because Mike has to drink all of this. A bet's a bet, as you know, Mike.
We've consolidated the backwash.
So now he's actually about to do, I would say this is a quarter of the shot glass. So he's about to do his third shot of A1 steak sauce. So just
do it. Should be no problem. Do it. Don't even think about it.
I'm looking at Chris's face right now. I think he's going to be.
Mike, if he dies from doing this, not that we want that, not that we're wishing that, but he will have died a hero, right? Is that fair?
Are you? I would. As he died, I would call him Leonidas. That's what I would do.
That's what I want. I want a funeral pyre if I go out. I want you to guys take me out behind the Clevelander and just build a funeral pyre. Yeah, Mike Ryan, shoot the flaming arrow into my corpse.
He shall give you a Vikings burial.
Mike, you know I'm going to be there in a couple of days. We're going to be down there together. I will light you on fire. Okay? That's my love for you.
That means a lot to me, Dad. I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
This is amazing.
That's the relationship we have.
It's gotten emotional in here. I'm going to drink some more A1.
What a segment. Oh, my God. He's done. He is done.
Good.
Mike Golic. Guys, let's give it up. Let's give it up.
Good job, Joe.
Let's give it up.
And thank you, Golic Sr.
No, I'm giving it up for Golic Sr. That's who I'm giving it up for. Give it up for Golic Sr. Yeah.
Need a little push. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
You're a big part of this.
Every now and then we just need a little push, and I just thought you were playing down to the competition a little bit. You got to separate yourself from that group there. They're a fine group, fine group of men and women down there, but when food is concerned, you got to separate yourself. We are the Golics.
Keep working.
I mean, there a better way to end it than that right there? We are the Golics.
Golics are about to have a heart attack.
Well, just one Golic.
Yeah. No, we are the Golics.
What a tremendous segment. Somehow I feel like it took a shot at me. And all of us.
Yeah, all of us.
Did you sense that?
Oh, I mean, he called you cowards.
Yeah.
Basically what happened.
I mean, playing down to the competition means if you were sitting next to him, you would have drank the entire bottle one shot.
I see your chest like moving, like
He's in bad
something's
shape.
like
He's in bad
coming
shape.
up.
No, he's in bad
a little
shape.
bit.
He's in bad shape.
And I see you forcibly like pushing it back down.
The next read is going to be a battle. Going to be a battle. There's a lot from. It's all
Sorry,
right
man.
in here, man. It's all contained right in this region.
Sorry, man. All right, I have an interesting idea for the dunk contest. We'll discuss it next. I don't really want to discuss anything next other than this. But I do have a good idea for the dunk contest. I think it's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
You like it, right?
I'm in on it.
The guys aren't in on it.
It's an idea.
It's an idea. We'll tell you about it next. Guys, Upside, discover the best new way for you to buy travel. It's called Upside.com. Here's why you'll love it. Every time you buy a trip at Upside, you save a ton of money, and they give you an Amazon gift card worth $100, $200, even $300 every single time. Upside bundles your flight and hotel together for one low price. Bundle pricing saves money, especially on business travel. So if you're a frequent business traveler, your company saves a ton of money, and you can get thousands a year just for buying your air and hotel together at Upside. Plus, you still get all the miles. It takes just 3 minutes to see how much you could save by buying your flights and hotel together for one low price. And check out what we've arranged for you. Use the name Dan, and you are guaranteed to get at least a $200 Amazon gift card on your very first trip. The name Dan gets you at least a $200 Amazon gift card for free. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip you buy. You'll love Upside.com.
The best in the business, Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans, designed to keep up with you no matter what you're doing. Wrangler, be comfortable.
Dan Le Batard.
Our Punctuation Hall of Fame, I feel like, is racist. There's no enye. There's no umlaut. Is there anything that's black punctuation?
Stugotz.
Roy, help me out here.
The eggplant emoji.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
I don't feel the way I've ever felt. I know, gonna smile.
Time to find out what's on the menu at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's men's college basketball, Virginia Tech at number 4 Louisville, number 3 Kansas at number 6 Baylor, Pacific at number 1 Gonzaga. Hockey Day in America this Sunday in the NHL, Capitals at Rangers, Red Wings at Penguins, Blackhawks at Sabres, and Bruins at Sharks. And Sunday night, it's the NBA All-Star Game. That's what's on the menu, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Mike Golic Jr. Gojo in for Le Batard today. Le Batard taking a day off. Mike Ryan is beaming. He is looking at Ric Flair on First Take right now on one of the TVs in our studio, and he is glowing because Mike loves him some Ric Flair. We all love Ric Flair. There's nothing not to love about Ric Flair.
Yeah, two goats together, Stephen A. and Nature Boy Ric Flair. But it makes me happy because ever since Ric Flair joined our show, came in studio, I sort of struck up a friendship with Ric Flair, and I know how much going on First Take means to him. This is it's a legit dream. It's a weird dream for the Nature Boy to have.
It is.
But he really wanted to be on First Take, and there he is,
right,
living out his dream.
Right.
Nature Boy.
Us having that dream is understandable. Ric Flair having that dream is a bit odd, but you're right, it is his dream. I mean, I feel a little bit betrayed by the Nature Boy today. We made a video together, and I think that's probably what got Ric Flair. Not anything else he's done in his entire life. No. The video he made with me is probably what got Ric Flair on to First Take today, and I feel it was supposed to be me and him versus Stephen A. and Max, and I feel a little bit betrayed, I got to be honest.
I think it's a 16 World Championships.
Yeah.
Probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
It's good that you know where you stand now, though.
Mm-hmm. How you feeling there, big fella? You are struggling, man. You got some pizza in you, so you feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit of pizza. I've covered up the A1 with some other stuff. got to be honest, feels a lot better than I was expecting for that last flurry there. I think I'm still on the adrenaline from having my dad scream at me on national radio.
Everyone on Twitter is comparing your family, the Golic family, to the O'Doyles from Billy Madison. Everyone. I mean, all my mentions, they're flooded with. It was such a great way for your dad to close out the segment. We are the Golics. If you ever do a show together, that should be the name of it. We are the Golics.
Nah, 3 words. We are the Golics.
Here's my idea for the dunk contest. Dominique Wilkins is going to join us in about 10 minutes. Love Dominique. I only want to talk about dunks with him.
I just want to know what it's like.
To be able to dunk?
Like that.
Like that. Well, all right, before I give you my idea, do you think Dominique Wilkins, who's in very good shape, I have no idea how old Dominique Wilkins is. He's got to be approaching 50, right?
57 years old.
So he's approaching 60. My goodness. But he's in great shape. If he wanted to right now without any training, do you, Gojo, think that he could summon up one dunk like he had in the 88 dunk contest or the 86 dunk contest? He skipped 87, I think. Either he or Jordan skipped 87. Do you think he could summon up one dunk, like one old school dunk?
Going in raw, I don't think so.
If he trained, do you think he could do it?
I think if you gave him like a calendar year.
Right.
Knowing that was the end game, I think he could get in shape enough to maybe touch that one time.
Yeah, but not a trick. Like, the real question is here, can he get up there and dunk it still? Like a two-hand jam.
Oh,
a traditional jam.
He's 6'8".
He's 6'8", but he's also close to 60 years old.
I think he would. Well, we'll have him on in 10 minutes. I'm going to ask him that, but I think he would laugh at that. I think he could absolutely do that. Just a two-handed, just your run-of-the-mill dunk.
I mean, no, I don't think he can. I don't think he can right now because he's 57 years old. Like, I understand he's 6'8", and that helps him out, but like Dwayne Wade is a lot younger, and he struggles to get up there. He's been denied by the rim a couple times.
Do you guys agree? Like, Guillermo, do you agree with this? I think Dominique Wilkins could dunk. In fact, I still think Dominique Wilkins could do like a tomahawk.
No chance of that. I mean, okay, he's 6'8", so he puts up his arm. He maybe reaches like 9 feet with his arm stretched out.
Right.
Could he jump up a foot and dunk with one hand? Maybe with some training. I don't know about two hands.
I don't think right now he can get out there on a court and jump a full foot.
Back, Chris?
Billy said this earlier. I think for the older guys, they should have a little bit lower of a basket. We can do a dunk contest.
Oh, the adjustable rim. Yeah, I
you
like
put it
that.
at 9 feet, and then you can have Jordan and Wilkins do it again.
Where do I have to? Are you saying I have to set it at 9 feet?
Yeah.
And they could do all the old school dunks? No. Where would I have to set it where Dominique Wilkins, because here's my idea. Because the dunk contest is done. It's done. There's one guy participating. I've never heard of him. I don't know who he is. This year, there are 4 participants, and one of the guys I've never heard of. And it just doesn't have the same attraction that it had back in 88 when it was Dominique and Michael Jordan, where the stars were dunking, which hasn't happened in a long, long time. My idea is to have a Legends dunk contest. Fat Chris, you like it? I see you nodding your head. A Legends dunk contest. I think it would get monster ratings. I think if you told Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins to train for an entire year, that they would be able to summon up one last time some old school dunks, like 5 or 6 of them. I really think this could happen. I think both of them could do it. Jordan would have to lose a lot of weight, but I think it could happen.
What about a Legends dunk contest into a pool? So they're jumping already from higher up.
Okay, yeah.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay, yeah, so they don't have to worry about up. It's down.
Yeah, they go down.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Soften the landing, too, because I got to be honest, the going up part I think they could get back to a little easier than we're giving them credit for. It's the landing. Like, you'd basically be watching this like you watch NASCAR, which is waiting for a crash.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be watching this dunk contest expecting catastrophic injury from someone on here, so the pool would take that out.
Michael Jordan's 6'6". I know he's the greatest of all time and all. He's put on some weight.
Yes.
You know, the mileage. Do you think he can dunk right now?
Well, 100%. How old is Michael Jordan?
Let me find out his age. You think he can dunk right now 100%?
I think he could dunk. I think Dominique could dunk. I think Bill Russell could dunk.
Bill Russell could dunk?
100% Bill Russell could dunk.
How old is he?
He's got to be like 75, 80 years old.
Happy birthday to Michael Jordan, 54 today.
Wow, he's 54 today.
54 years old. Could he go out and celebrate with a dunk right now? My guess is yeah.
Oh, Jordan could dunk. Yeah, Jordan could dunk.
Bill Russell's 83 years old. He cannot dunk.
There's no way Bill Russell.
He's 6'9", 6'10". He can dunk.
He's like Dominique Wilkins size.
You think Kareem can dunk? You're talking about a run-of-the-mill, just throw it to the rim? Like, it's an
Kareem can.
All right, we'll discuss it. All of this with Dominique Wilkins next.
Give me more of the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Hey, Low Post listeners, this week on the podcast, we have Howard Beck of Bleacher Report talking Serge Ibaka, Kevin Love, the MVP race, and his great feature on Thon the Curve.
There is more to me, Queen Eliara of Elfgard, than my elven magic. Just as there's more to Geico than saving you money, Geico also gives you 24/7 access to licensed agents online, on the phone, or on the Geico app. And while I am a mighty elf queen, I am also a mighty big fan of barbecue potato chips. Minions! More smoky mesquite.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
The NBA All-Star Game this Sunday.
Here's Curry behind the back, half-court heave on its way, and he hits it!
Coverage begins Sunday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.